What's good, guys? This is Vahagraphy. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. In this video, we'll be reviewing this guy right here, the GVM SD200D bicolor LED light. We'll be putting it to the test. If you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, content creator, this light might be a good solution. Now, as far as the build quality goes, it's pretty solid and it's not that heavy. All right, this is the case that the light comes with. GVM is really stepping up with quality. You could see this case is made of high quality material and it just looks nice. So you get the case, the light, the diffuser, the power supply. You can control this light with the GVM app right on your phone, which we'll be talking about a little later in this review. So this light right here is a 200-watt light. And yeah, we'll be putting it to the test. I have some 60-watt lights we can compare the power to. This is a bicolor light. What that means is 3200 Kelvin all the way up to 5600. We'll be checking that out as well, putting in the different scenarios. And I'm going to tell you in this video why this type of light might be really good to use with light modifiers versus your traditional LED lights that you have. I really want to see how strong this light is compared to my other lights that I have. And we'll be seeing if we hear any fan noise coming from the light whatsoever when we have this thing on full blast. Here is the light itself right here, as you could see. There you go. This is the rear display right there. We'll be turning it on and checking all that good stuff out. It's got a mode button. It has this is the power, where you plug in the power supply, the on and off switch, and it has a controller right here. All right, well, according to GVM, this is a really good solution for content creators, videographers, whatever you use the setup for. And you know what? I'm surprised it doesn't weigh that much at all. I was expecting it to be a little heavier than this. It retails for $400 on B&H, but I was looking today on the GVM website. By the way, GVM stands for Great Video Maker. They make really good products. They make these LEDs right here that are lighting up the back, producing some nice colors. They make sliders. They make a whole host of really cool products for all content creators out there. So I use their products and they're good. So in the box, you get the light, you get the diffuser, the case, the power supply. Here's the power supply that it comes with. This part right here plugs into the light. And also in this video, I'll be showing you a demonstration into why this type of light may be your solution for softer, better light for your videos or your photos. Now, if you use a traditional LED without any light modifier, those light, the condition is going to be very harsh. I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm curious to see how loud this thing is when it's turned on, how bright it is, the quality of light it produces, and the bicolor feature. Because my 60-watt lights that I use, they're just 5600 daylight. This is a bicolor. So what that means, we can play with the light temperature, the color temperature. So I'm very excited to trying this guy out. It has a Bowens mount, which is very useful when you're using accessories like this diffuser, or if you're going to be using a softbox. The GVM SD200D, guys. How does it look? Well, who cares how it looks, right? It matters how it lights up the scene. The button to release the Bowens mount feels solid and sturdy. You can go ahead and it has a little lever here on the side. It's got knobs on the side here connecting the housing to connect to the tripod that you'll be using, and it's got adjusters here on the side, and it's got a nice little handle here to grip the light and to hold the light just in case someone's holding the light for you, or if you want to transport it, carry it around. It's got a nice little grip handle on top of the light here. So feels solid, it's light, it's not that heavy, but let's just see how bright this thing really is. So let's get started. Now here's a closer look at the GVM case that this light comes in. It works really well, it's made well, and it has handles to carry around, and I was actually very impressed with this. Highlights and features of the GVM SD200D. 3200 to 5600 color temperature, 97 plus CRI/TLCI, 35,000 lux at 1.6, 10,000 lux at 3.3. It's got a Bowens mount, LCD display in the rear, radiator and fan cooling according to GVM website. It's made of aluminum and plastic construction, iOS, Android remote app control, and like I said, you get the reflector. And here's a closer look at the power supply. It's powered by electrical power and not batteries. It weighs 7 pounds. Dimensions 13.7 by 9 by 5.2 inches. The button layout is nice and simple and easy to read. The switch feels nice, power on and off. The display is crisp and easy to figure out. The dial that controls most of your functionality is smooth and built well. Now, as you see, I'm raising the power to the light. I'm at 25, 35, and you could see the power going higher and higher all the way to 100. Right under the power indicator is the color temperature. As you see right there, 3200 by 5600. So pretty much very easy to read and to figure out how to use. There's different modes, master, app. You can also program multiple lights on different channels and use multiple lights at the same time. Oh yes, and this light has effects, scene effects, which we'll get into a little later, but I thought this was really cool. You can even change the color temperature of the effect, which I thought was neat. You can change the power and the intensity. This makes for a really cool effect to your video. Here's an example of a fireplace type of effect where you see the light illuminating there on the wall. Now the blue that you see on the sides, it's not the light. This is just effect I added with the LEDs. Has nothing to do with this light, just in case you were wondering. And in this angle, I wanted you guys to see the color shift change when I am changing color temperatures while the effect was going on. I thought it looked really cool while the reflector was on the light. For this next example, I had to set my camera to like f/22 and record it at like 800 shutter speed so you guys could actually see the bulbs inside, the LEDs of this cob light working as I'm changing color temperature. All right, enough of the technical mumbo jumbo. Let's actually shoot something, shall we? I set this thing up outside. Here is the cord that I want to talk to you guys about. It is long. It's about 20 to 25 feet. We'll get into that a little later. Hey, there's my dad. He's going to pose for me in this set of example. I set the light up, mimicking sunlight. Here's an example of just a natural light, and watch what happens when I turn on the light. Bam, there you go. Kelvin 3200. I wanted to mimic a warm light coming through the window, shooting video clips. It's doing a really good job doing video. Here's an example of a cooler light, maybe a street light at night. Looks really, really nice. Here's some still shots using this light, taking photography stills. Like I said, very impressed. Set this light up outside and it's doing a really, really fine job. Now let's turn it off and let's go ahead and see what natural light looks like. See that? See the difference between the natural light, which is this, versus having some type of light like the GVM-200D on your side. That's my dad, guys. The one who taught me everything I know, huh? Thank you.
You're already welcome, Walden.
All right, guys, let's have a little bit of fun now. I've been using Godok's SL60 lights for about a year and a half now. Great light, by the way. It's daylight 5600 Kelvin. Been using that for a year. I have that at full blast right now at 100%. It's a 60 watt light. Now what we'll do is we'll mount the GVM SD200D on right now at full blast, same Kelvin temperature, and we'll see how much more light, how much more powerful that light really is than the SL60. All right, now we have the GVM-200D at full blast, same color temperature as the Godok's. Now remember, this is a bicolor light. So I dial it to the same color temperature as that SL60. It's noticeably brighter. I would say a lot brighter than that 60 watt light. Now, obviously this is a 200. And also I noticed that the GVM light is a lot quieter than the Godox SL60. You know, you're not going to hear the fan noise at all when you're using either light with this mic setup. That's a non-issue. However, this light is a lot quieter than that light. You can hardly hear the fan noise. There is fans, but you can hardly hear that while you're filming, taping. Now, even standing right next to the GVM light at full blast, you can't hear it. I mean, you can hardly hear. It's like a faint little fan noise, but it's hardly noticeable. It's a lot quieter, this thing. In this next example, I am exposing for the outside. I am filming indoors, and watch what happens when I use this light. And the background stays really nicely exposed while we are illuminating the indoor shot. The light does a really good job, and it's powerful enough to do that. I want to show you guys the advantages of having a light system like this one with the Bowens mount and the power of this light versus your typical LED light that you guys might use right now for video. Something like this is also made by GVM. This is also a great product. I actually reviewed this RGB LED light. You know, different solutions for different type of content. Now, you know, some of you guys might be using this to light up your videos, but I want to show you guys the difference between using one of these LEDs with the Bowens mount and this power versus one of these LEDs. This has its uses too. I use these a lot. And that one, you know, for situations like this one, it's perfect. Right now, I'm using that SD200 light with the softbox Bowens mount. Let me show you guys the difference if you use something like this to light up your scene and why it's such a big advantage to have a light like that one, the light I'm reviewing today with the Bowens mount. I want to show you the advantage. You can use diffusers like this. You can use softboxes. So this is what you get when you use one of those multi-bulb LED lights. Now, like I said, for the scene, it's harsh. It's hard to modify it. Yeah, they do sell modifiers or softboxes, but you're not going to get the quality of light. You're not going to get the advantage you get from one of these COP chip on board lights out there like the GVM-200D. So that's the difference, guys. Yeah, sure, I can put a modifier on this multi-bulb LED, your traditional LEDs that you see. However, it's a totally different light. It's a totally different use case. And I just wanted you guys to see the difference in quality of light. Again, guys, I'm not knocking this type of light. Like I said, I use these all the time. It's just made for a different use case for me. For me, that is. You can use this for a setup like this. However, I prefer the Cobb style lights. They're powerful, you know, the Bowens mount, and it's, for me, for my use case, I do use this for certain situations. Your options out there for filmmaking and content creation, sky's the limit. We have a lot of options these days. I just want you guys to be aware of it. See those LED panels I am using on the shot to color my scene, the blue. But watch what happens when I turn on the 200D with the app instantaneously with the spotlight. Bam, it works great. It's instantaneous. There is no delay whatsoever. You can control the power. You can control the color temperature with the wheels. Again, the app works great. GVM did a really good job. You can even control the effects, the scene effects, bad bulb, lighting, TV, you know, fireworks, paparazzi. It's got a whole host of cool little features. And again, guys, I've used apps in the past where there was a little bit of a delay or it would freeze up. Not this one. This one works great, and there is no, it's not buggy at all. As you could see here, it changes the display and the power as you make your adjustments on the app. Having the light at full blast for an extended period of time, I noticed the light would not get extremely hot. So that's a really good thing, touching the top of the light. Don't touch the inside of the light, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just use it, create content, and have a good time, guys. So my conclusion, the GVM SD200D LED bicolor light. It's a very nice light. It works well. So for under $400, this can be a solution for all you filmmakers, videographers, photographers, content creators. This light does work well. It's awfully bright. And you know what? $400, totally worth it. The plus sides, it has a lot of features. The effects you saw. It has an intelligent cooling system with the fans. It works quiet. It doesn't get hot. Now I want to point out a few things that GVM can improve on as far as this product right here. Number one, those adjustment knobs, when you adjust the tilting and the turning and the tightening, those can be of better quality. I found that it was plastic, but not really a deal breaker for the money. This light is well worth it. Another thing that GVM can improve on is the cable. I noticed that the cable is shorter when you plug it in. Now, when you have it on a stand and you place the stand high, the power supply is just hanging like that. And I think that end of the cable, they should build it longer. And so you can raise the light high so you can place that power supply on the ground without taping it somewhere, or it's, because it's just hanging like that and it's bending the cable on top. So I suggest GVM adjust that part of the power supply cable. So I think I found a solution for this cable issue. If you want to raise the light, put it between the stand adjustment knobs and it works well. I'm sure there's other solutions, guys, but this was the one I came up with. Other than that, it's a Bowens mount. It's a great light, and yeah, it's totally worth it. Under $400, great solution for all you filmmakers. Another plus side to this light, it comes with a reflector. It comes with a really nice carrying case. GVM, you did a good job on the case. And the packaging material is very, very nice. So, all right, everyone, this concludes the review of the GVM SD200D 200 watt LED bicolor light. If you like reviews like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to Vahagraphy. More reviews on the way. This is Vahagraphy. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. And I know your choices for lighting is, a lot to choose from out there. Hopefully I made your job easier with this review. GVM, you guys make great products. I use your products all the time with sliders, lights, portable lights. Keep up the good work. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Rock and roll. Hey, what's good, photographers? Vahagan here from Vahagraphy. If you like videos like this, go ahead and click on the videos on the screen for more content.